Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It sounds much better. So that I can wake up and attend to you, right? So, I welcome you all to this historic event of Permanent Observer Mission of Pan-African Intergovernmental Agency for Water and Sanitation to the United Nations on behalf of His Excellency, the Permanent Observer, Dr. Nabhit Kapoor. I can't find him. Maybe he's still in India. Where is he? I can't find him. Yes, please, can you come over? Let us see you, sir. Thank you. That hand is like 1 cent. I need $1 million hand.
So, good morning and thank you for being here. Sorry, we are running a little late because, it's the first day of General Assembly and we were all staggered outside. You know why, but it's fine, we are all here. And many of the other guests will be joining, the ministers from different ministries. So I welcome you all here and please support us and be a part of us starting today.
Thank you. Please hide your speech, you'll speak later. Thank you. Yes. So we are trying to do what we are supposed to do, and the agenda for UNGA says better together. And that is why we asked you to come and join us in this Better Together initiative to help us do a dialogue, do conversation, and come up with a resolve on how to help the Office of Permanent Observer Mission at the United Nations on access to clean water and sanitation. So I appreciate you all, and I thank Dr. Hong, who has been with us since yesterday. We are welcome. Thank you for your patience. So we are going to start now, and I want to assure you that my time is just 8 a.m. and we are going to finish by 10 a.m. So, without wasting much time, I want to call on the moderator for this event to come and take the agenda up. And I call Dr. Bannister, Yvonne Bannister.
Here he goes.
Can you come over and take over, Dr. Bannister?
Thank you very much, Dr. Ada. Pleasant good morning to each and every one of your excellencies, distinguished guests, professionals within your rights, and everyone that is here, including the press. It is indeed a great privilege for each and every one of us to be here this morning. Are you happy?
Yes.
You had your coffee?
Yeah.
I know coffee is very important. I didn't have mine yet. No, rephrase. I had a pinch of it this morning. Pinch. But I'll have to find a way to get me some more coffee. All right? Now, I know we're here for a fruitful discussion today. Right? Many of you have a lot that you want to share. But at the same time, I want us to be very relaxed, comfortable, and let's dig in and have a fruitful discussion today. Yes?
Yes.
It sounds like you're too enthusiastic right now.
Yes.
You sound too enthusiastic. What do I need to do to make you, Anything? Coffee. Yes, my friend. You know what? I think the two of us will have a coffee break shortly. We'll have a lot of coffee intermissions in between, don't worry. So ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Devon Bannister. I am the lead coordinator and advisor to WSA. So let me take this opportunity once again to welcome you. I thank each and every one of you for being here. We'd like to thank His Excellency Dr. Kapoor. Let's give him a round of applause. As well as his advisor, Dr. Adelaziel Kika, for putting this together and bringing all of us from various parts of the world. I know we're all here for the grand UN General Assembly, the 80th session, but at the same time, it's good when we can break away, come on the sidelines, and have these fruitful discussions that we're able to take back information to the society as well as to our local government, so that they themselves can be able to garner from what we've put together, so they can now go on that big fancy stage across from us and make that wonderful presentation on our behalf. Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Yes. Okay, good. Now we're talking, because I'm pretty sure you won't want to come up here and put your wonderful speech out to this wonderful camera and then be deleted. You won't want that, right? All right, 1 second, please. So, just to go over a little bit in regards to today's event, we're going to have different sections, and I know each of you have prepared your various speeches. So, just for out of curiosity, could I know how many countries we have in the room represented?
More than 40.
More than
40.
more than 67.
Oh, yes.
What happened to the other 150 minutes? Where are the rest of them? I think we need to go across and get them and bring them over. Do we have? Let's take it by continent. How many of you are from the continent of South America? We don't have South America in the room? The continent, which means the country's in the continent. I mean you live. What about Caribbean? Caribbean. Anyone else? Raise your hands, let me see. Listen. Raise your hands above your head. I'm a school teacher at the same time, you know. So when my students do this, I pass them over and then, but sorry, I raised my hand. No, you didn't. So come on, let's go. Over your head. Caribbean. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Let's give them a round of applause for being here. What about Asia? Asia. Ambassador, you alone? My friend.
No, I raised my hand in Africa.
Oh, okay, good, wonderful. Let's give them a round of applause. What about Africa?
Myself.
I am from Asia. Wonderful, wonderful. What about Europe?
This one.
What about Australia? Huh? Am I missing any continent?
North America.
No. No, we gotta leave North America alone for now. If you're right now. North America. Well, look at that. You see, the rest of you got outnumbered by North America. Welcome, North America. Let's give North America a round of applause. This is what the UN is about. Bringing all of us together so that we can be able to communicate, we can be able to pool our ideas and resources together. One of the things that I always say to people is this: I have an idea, you have resources. Let's come together and work together. Vice versa. You have the idea, I have the resources. Let's come together and work together. One man can build an island, and as my mother and my spiritual father and my grandmother and many of you in this room will say, one hand can't clap. Try clapping with one hand. You need two hands in order to clap. And this is what us being here today is all about. Being able to come together whereby we can have this fruitful discussion and be able to make an impact. So, before I introduce our very first speaker, I want to say one last thing and then move out of your way, because you will be hearing my voice a lot and you'll be seeing this handsome face a lot. Yes, I know. My wife loves this handsome face. Sorry if you don't like it. I'm trying to lighten you people up, you know. I understand we're dignitaries, we're diplomats, but we can relax. Y'all need something else to eat? Don't worry, the bill is on me. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. So remember, everything that we do today, it comes right back to education.
That's right.
All right? Everything that we're going to discuss today, education will be a part of it. So with that being said, please help me welcome the permanent observer for the permanent observer mission of the Pan-African Intergovernmental Agency for WSA to the United Nations. Please help me welcome His Excellency Dr. Navid Kapoor.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Today is my day, so I can speak as much as I want. First of all, I'm really, really grateful and thankful to each one of you who has actually made it to this historic building, I would say. And it is with joy and emotions and a lot of overwhelming feelings I have today, because this is my first event at the General Assembly. And my first time 6 months ago when I stepped inside the United Nations as the permanent observer. So it is emotional, it is a very proud moment for us, and I'm very happy to represent my beloved continent, Africa, at the United Nations. And it is with privilege I again say thank you to each one of you who has come here, my friends, colleagues from the ministerial background, and the delegates who we have invited from private sector. So let me begin by saying, Excellencies, delegates, colleagues, and dear friends, it gives great pleasure today to stand before you in respect to this great opportunity given to me by my executive office of the Pan-African Intergovernmental Agency for Water and Sanitation in Africa. In 1985, the government of Burkina Faso took the move to propose the permanent observer mission of Pan-African Intergovernmental Agency for Water and Sanitation in Africa, and in August 2024, I was appointed as the permanent observer designate of this mission. In March this year, I presented my credentials to the Secretary General, His Excellency Antonio Guterres, and the responsibility to reposition policies, advocacies on challenges and gaps on access to clean water and sanitation became very heavy on my shoulders, yet the zeal and determination kept boiling. The permanent observer mission of the Pan-African Intergovernmental Agency organized itself to align with the Charter of the United Nations, the SDGs, and the 2030 Agenda on creating platforms for access to clean water and sanitation become the mission's paramount agenda. Transformation towards sustainable clean water sanitation in communities required us to unlearn past concepts for success and innovative new pathways, practices, sustainable technologies, and infrastructure. Science is essential. Good policy making can combine scientific insights with social norms and the needs of people to provide solutions to humanity's crises and issues of the better world. The mission's conceptual pillars. At the onset of my assignment, consideration was given to, number one, vision for Africa's water future along SDG 6 and targets. Number two, Pact for Sustainable Development on Water and Sanitation in Africa. And number three, Sustainable Development goal number 6 and 13. To address this challenge, various initiatives and strategies have been implemented across the continent, including universal access to safe water, adequate sanitation and hygiene, water quality, and water use efficiency. The protection water-related ecosystems, international cooperation, etc. However, despite these efforts, the water crisis remains a significant challenge. People lack access to clean water and sanitation, and the problem is exacerbated by climate change, population growth, and underinvestment in water infrastructure, and we have continued to learn on experts' emphasis for the need for sustainable efforts. Now, what is science-based Pact for Sustainable Development? With less than 5 years until the end of 2030 agenda Embracing science-based solutions can create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Addressing complex problems promote sustainable development and create a better future if given the necessary re-engineering needed for people's well-being. Science-based solutions are essential for achieving sustainable development in Africa, particularly in the water and sanitation sectors. By leveraging science, technology, and innovation, African countries can overcome the significant challenges they face in accessing clean water and sanitation services. Here are some key concepts and strategies for science-based solutions. With the Pact for Sustainable Development, designed to integrate scientific research, policy and innovation and diplomatic collaboration, our mission is vouched to accelerate towards SDG 6, SDG 3, and SDG 14. Mobilizing global partnerships with clear call on governments, corporation and civil society, and faith-based institutions to unite behind the Pact for Sustainable Development to position the Pan-African Intergovernmental Agency on Water and Sanitation as a bridge between grassroots needs and global policy. Mental health and water justice. Drawing from my background as a mental health advocate, the mission allied psychological well-being to environmental justice, rooted in challenging issues of unclean water and sanitation. We therefore took a bold step to commit to resolve that access to cleanliness and sanitation is most paramount to achieving SDGs success through significant application towards better water treatment, innovation solutions, data-driven decision-making, and community engagement. The mandate of the President of the UN General Assembly 80th session, Better Together, has brought together a limelight on the importance of collaboration and collective action in implementing the science-based solutions. On this, the Permanent Observer Mission to the United Nations considers it most necessary by working together with government, organizations, communities, and individuals, we can leverage science, technology, and innovation to address complex challenges surrounding water and sanitation. The time is now for us to consider the damaging havoc to human existence and well-being rooted from the lack of access to clean water and adequate sanitation. Time is now to consider the continued havoc of angered water destroying lives, houses, and disintegration of livelihoods and families. And time is now to consider inequalities, insecurities, violence, and abuses to dignity of women, girls, and hazards to children. Time is now to utilize the science-based solution in innovation and technology. We can work together. We can leverage science-based solution to address the complex challenges surrounding water and sanitation and create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. As we listen to presentations sharing knowledge and information from all our esteemed presenters and high-level delegation today, I plead you to raise us with our mission to secure the damaging access to clean water and sanitation and dangers of angered water to a pact of a future for our generation. I welcome you again to this historic event on the margins of the UNGA 18th session. Thank you for giving us your time and your presence today.
Excellency, kindly please return back to the stage, please. Yes, please. Yes, yes.
Yes, it's catchy.
That steps, we'll have to go and sue this step. Yeah, in America here we can sue anything. Even up to the ants we can sue. Please, ladies and gentlemen, Excellency Prince.
Thank you. You're a wonderful moderator, by the way.
Oh,
fabulous, right? So charming, so literate, and also such fun. I love it. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Prince Mario Schaumburg-Lippe. My family founded Hamburg, Lübeck, and Kiel in Germany, and my grandmother is Princess Theodora of Denmark. We've been in government business, call it that way, since 936, and I'm so happy and honored to be here with you because it's a very historic and very special moment. And I wanted to take the time to unveil a secret. We have been speaking about diplomats with a very special board, the awards board. We have diplomats in there, business leaders, and dignitaries. And we found one man is so especially outstanding, is so especially accomplished, and that is His Excellency Dr. Navid Kapoor. And therefore we have the distinguished honor to present Dr. Kapoor, the one and only, there is only one of those, Diplomat of the Year 2025 award from the royal family. And I have to add why. He is, in our eyes, the hardest working, the most sincere, the most beloved, and also one of the most accomplished men in the world. And he is so real, so true to his words, and works so hard. He has, we also went by the numbers, he has worked the most hours, he has put on the most events, and he has connected the most people. And I'm very honored to present to you the Diplomatic Royal Achievement Award as a Diplomat of the Year 2025. It's so well deserved.
Right here, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Andrews, right here. And of course, I also brought something very special for Professor Ada Uni Okike. She just released her new book, and she works so endlessly hard to bring us all together. And she is one of my dearest people at the United Nations, because I know how much she loves the people, how much she loves peace, how much she loves to bring clean water to the world. And please, can I ask you here for your Author of the Year award? She just released the most significant book of the year, and this award is yours for the book of the year. Congratulations.
Right here, please. Three of you. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, of course, we have the distinct honor to have Dr. Hong here in the house, a global peacemaker beyond words, beyond borders. Dr. Hong and me have been longtime friends. I was having the honor to ring the peace bell along all other head of states, kings and queens and presidents. And Dr. Hong receives the Peacemaker of the Year award today on the UNGA 80 opening day.
Dr. Hong. Dr. Hong.
Thank you, congratulations. Thank you so much, and it's wonderful to be here with you. I see so many friends, all the new friends, so many distinguished dignitaries, and what a wonderful day to spend together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prince. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. See, we've already started and we were getting honors. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Dr. Adam, just a little secret. Abracadabra? Hey. So if you hear she say abracadabra, she's talking about me. And if I say kun kun, I'm speaking about her. Well, you guys are getting it. Wonderful, wonderful. So, a better together. Better together. Better together. Not better apart, but together. So, with that being said, let us take the time to hear of a better together for the commemoration of the Pact for Sustainable Development. We're going to hear from the CEO of Learning Net, coming to speak to us on a better together, 80 years and more for peace, development, and human rights. Ladies and gentlemen, the speech is titled The Habit Code. The Habit Code. Building a better world, one habit at a time. Not two habits at a time. One. I love it. One habit at a time. Please help me welcome Stephanie Croy, CEO and Chief Learning Officer at LearnNet. Please give her a round of applause.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Excellencies, distinguished leaders, esteemed delegates. Carl Sagan once observed that we are star-stuffed. Aristotle reminded us that we are rational animals. Allow me to offer one more truth to this list. We are our habits. Our habits, both individual and collectively, determine the hidden architecture of our societies. They influence the health of our populations, the stability of our economies, the safety of our workplaces, and the sustainability of our planet. More than aspirations, more than intentions, habits determine whether change endures or evaporates. In my work with leaders and organizations around the globe, one truth emerges repeatedly. When we try to change behavior, we teach people what to do, how to do it, and why it matters. But we fail to actually ingrain the new behaviors in the brain enough so that it remains. When the new way doesn't stick, then all those gains, all that progress, all that investment, it unravels, it fades away. Neuroscience tells us why. Every deliberate action begins in the prefrontal cortex, where all of our energy is taken to make decisions. The decision-making center of the brain is at the front of our brain, and with repetition, it moves to the basal ganglia, where it becomes automatic. This is why tying your shoe or driving a car becomes effortless with practice. It is also how sustainability, safety, or empathy can also become effortless. With repetition, when a habit is formed, the right action no longer becomes a choice we have to make. It becomes automatic, and it becomes part of who we are. We witness this every day. A driver checks the mirror without thinking. That is a habit that saves lives. A worker automatically secures protective gear. That is a habit that prevents accidents. A leader pauses to listen before speaking. That is a habit that grows teams and cultures. These are not trivial gestures. They are the invisible engines of lasting change. So how then can we as leaders create and harness this powerful thing of habit? Well, we have to become habit builders. I call this framework the habit code. H is for hook. We need to anchor new behaviors into the existing routines and culture of our people so they take root. A is for action. Habits are about doing, not just knowing. So we need to start small and create actions that are easy to begin. You know, the hardest thing about running is putting your shoes on. B is for benefit. Habits endure when people see and feel the benefit, both immediately and over time. I is for iterate. No habit forms in a day. Repeat, refine, and reinforce until it holds. And T is for track. What gets measured gets done. So monitor habits until they become second nature. This is the habit code. Excellencies, change leaders. Habits are the bridge between knowing and doing is what our world so desperately needs in order for us to get the results we desire. Let us therefore not only legislate and then regulate, let's also habituate. Let us embed sustainable, ethical, compassionate habits and behaviors that are so deeply ingrained they become automatic at scale in our organizations, in our policies, and in our cultures. Because the future of our planet depends not just on what we aspire to achieve. It will be secured by the habits and actions that we take every single day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stephanie. Now, the role of partnerships in scaling sustainable tourism for long-term economic impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Joelle Rose Makia, content creator, travel writer, and co-owner, Wanderers Compass. Please give her a round of applause.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, and esteemed colleagues, it is truly an honor to stand before you today to discuss the role of sustainable tourism in advancing our shared vision of inclusive growth and global cooperation. Tourism is far more than leisure or recreation. It represents 10% of the global GDP and sustains 1 in every 10 jobs worldwide. It is a vital driver of economies, a connector of cultures, and when managed responsibly, a force of peace and prosperity. Sustainable tourism represents a pathway to decent work and economic growth, particularly in developing countries, where communities rely on tourism for their livelihoods. Yet to achieve this potential, tourism must be designed not only for the visitors, but with the voices of local communities at its core. Let us remember, in places like Venice, over-tourism has sparked frustration, displacement, and cultural erosion. Contrast this to the Bhutan's high-value, low-impact approach, where visitors are welcomed with deep respect for culture and environment. The difference lies in planning and inclusion. When communities are empowered, tourism strengthens identity instead of eroding it. But sustainable tourism cannot succeed in isolation. Partnerships are indispensable. Governments, businesses, internal organizations, technology providers, and travelers themselves must collaborate as equal stakeholders. Iceland has shown as an example by engaging international experts alongside local leaders. They've learned they can diversify tourism offerings while protecting their fragile ecosystems. Similarly, Barcelona's visitor management reforms highlight how policy innovation can alleviate strain on local life while maintaining economic vitality. Technology, too, offers solutions. Digital platforms can redistribute tourist flows, guiding travelers toward undervisited areas, but also reducing pressure on heritage sites and promoting responsible behavior. But technology must be paired with policy frameworks, education, and monitoring systems that ensure accountability. To build a future-ready model for tourism, I propose 3 actionable items: community inclusion, Councils give residents a permanent role in the decision-making. Partnership pacts between governments, businesses, civil society to align economic, environmental, and cultural objectives. Sustainability metrics to monitor the progress, ensuring that growth does not come at the expense of the people or the planet. Excellencies, sustainable tourism is not just an economic question. It is a moral choice to honor the dignity of communities, to preserve our shared heritage, and to model collaboration in a divided world. At its best, it safeguards heritage, builds livelihoods, and fosters dialogue among people. Let us move forward with unity, recognizing that every journey can either divide us further or bring us closer together. The responsibility and the opportunity are ours. Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get some entertainment. Not for me, don't worry. My entertainment is next level. But ladies and gentlemen, today we have FOPA in the house with us today. So please let us feast ourselves, our eyes. Let's feed the eyes and feed the ears as they entertain us with a welcome song by the Federation of World Peace and Love. Please help me welcome this.
Dr. Bannister, you have us all very curious now. Thank you for a warm welcome. Professor Okika, Dr. Kapoor, thank you once again for successful pulling all of us together for love and peace in this very special building, which is also very important because, ladies and gentlemen, I've once been in one of these meetings. To my surprise, one of the staff of the United Nations, one of the embassies mentioned, she loved the meeting that we all had that was led by the ambassador of Kiribati. And she said, all this talk of love and peace is beautiful. And that she had worked in this building for 3 months during that meeting. And that was the first time she had used the word, or the words, love and peace. And that went straight to my heart. So to know that this type of meeting is so important, so crucial, leading up to the speeches we've already had. We know how important to pick up these habits. So I want to invite you to take a look at the person sitting next to you. Give them a great smile and tell them, you're doing great. You're doing great. You got this.
I like your smile.
And today, to start us off, because of this wonderful meeting, we'd like to share a song with you. It's called A Prayer for Peace, and we invite you to join the music with your hearts and fully spread your positive energy for the world. Ladies and gentlemen, A Prayer for Peace.
Let us illuminate our inner light.
most sincere love and prayer for all the countries that were represented today in all of our world. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, folks. Well, look at that. See, I told you they was going to mesmerize your ears and your eyes. Wasn't it mesmerized? Yes. You want me to call him back? No problem. Could you do me one favor, please, everyone? Kindly please take out your cell phones. Hold it up in the air. Nicely. I know everyone has a cell phone, so don't play like you don't have a phone. Take it out. Thank you. My friend, where's your phone? I said, hold it up, please. All right. If you want to take a picture, you can take it now. But then after you finish taking the picture, kindly please put it on vibrate. All right? I don't want to single anyone out for anything, but please put your cell phones on vibrate. So in a way like that, if it rings, it doesn't disturb the others around you, because we don't want them to miss vital information. All right? Are we good with that? Don't make me have to do like what they do now until you put it in the yonder pouch. Yes, there's a yonder pouch now that they put cell phones in school. We're not in school, don't worry, I'm not treating you like school children. We're all grown adults here. So I respect each and every one of you the same I want you to respect me. So with that being said, we're gonna go into our plenary section now. And this session will be dealing with setting the pace for global transformation and technology innovation. So coming to speak to us on the Pact for Sustainable Development, setting the pace for global transformation and technology innovation. Please help me welcome His Excellency Mr. Philip Figo. Seems like he's not here as yet. Might be running a little bit late. Okay. See, this is the beauty of having a side event. You have to allow them to go tend to other duties and then they come back. But we'll come back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Honorable Monica. Yes. There's a reason. So I don't like butchering people's names. So I will say the one I can pronounce to the best of my ability. And then when you get here, you can please do me the honor of correcting me. I humbly accept your correction. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, ambassadors and ministers from different countries, representatives of important organizations, allow me to stand on the protocol established. I hear that was donated by Nigeria to Africa. I'm called Dr. Monica Asanza. I am the Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation. And I was requested to contribute to the discussion on global transformation, technology, and innovation. I have titled my remarks, Global Transformation, Technology, and Innovation Economy, Better Together in Business. Ladies and gentlemen, technology has been around. Especially sanitation technology has been around for a long time in certain parts of the world. Many parts of the world really shifted a long time ago from the kind of sanitation that we have in certain parts, other parts of the world. And what gives the divide is not the availability of technology in the world that works. Before I became a minister, I was working in public health. I'm an epidemic response strategist. And there are many epidemics that we map only on certain parts, and that goes with access to technology, but more so, it is mapped to the economy. It's mapped to the ability of people to afford technology. And so I want to say, if you forget everything I've said, it is all about the economy. What is my definition of economy? Economy is how society creates, shares, and manages value, and how people make a living, how they create value and exchange it. The sources of income that people have access to determines the quantity of that income, and so which technologies they can afford. The goal of an economy is to make sure that we are always creating value, distributing it fairly, and we are able to raise the quality of life of people. Now, what has happened through the past industrial revolutions has been that we have two sides of technology, and that is developing the technology. You build the railway, you build the vehicle, and that has been pushed. We get the infrastructures, we get platforms, we get the software, we get the hardware, but when it comes to moving to certain parts of the world, we forget the economy. We leave the economy in one part of the world and forget it to carry it along. The first vehicle came to my country in Uganda in 1904, but along with it, it did not carry much of the economy. And as such, in 2025, we still import the cars, we still import the fuel, we still do not make any spare parts. And that's the value that would enhance the economy so that we can access the technology did not come. The jobs did not come. The wealth did not come. Trade, taxes, sovereignty did not come, which are the key components of an economy. And so it is possible that as we work together, nations can be technologically and digitally connected. I know there is a lot of push about digital inclusion, digital migration, but ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you that it is possible for a country to be very technologically connected and economically disconnected, unless it is going to also, along with this technology, be able to produce, to capture value, and retain it in the country. I did some research and to distribute where is value in technology generally. This is a very gross analysis. And I found that the biggest component of value, 62%, is retained in countries that manufacture the technology. Those countries that manufacture, they are the ones who retain the value. The second one is related to those who are able to distribute this value, the technologies. Meanwhile, those that consume retain very, very little. And thus, their ability to build purchasing power and so afford the technology for their daily lives continues to be compromised. True, a few in those countries may access. You go to other countries, many people, a few people, about 5 to 10% of the population has very good sanitation technology. The rest live in squalor. They use the most basic technologies. And the other one is I tried to map where is the value, the 62%, and I just used the continents, I tried to be democratic. And then what is the per capita? And how do we then play along with this if we are going to be better together? North America, with 7% of the population, owns 32.5% of the value of technology, giving it a population value ratio of 4.6. Europe follows, and Oceania now. Africa has only
3%. 3%, a value to population ratio of 0.17. And so this distribution is what determines. So what do we do as a result of this? I would like to make a few propositions. One, we have seen, I had made this as a PowerPoint presentation so it will be easier for you to see, that we must promote technology development, ownership, and manufacturing across the world. As long as only a few parts of the world manufacture technology, we are going to have inequity. The second one is we need solutions which are compatible and not generalized ones. We must customize. And so better together, equity in technology and innovation. Those who have resources, let's work together with those who have ideas, as somebody has said, and let us share and work together. Two, shared prosperity. We need to change the competition which characterized the past 3 revolutions, where everybody wants for only themselves, and realize that prosperity is about the whole world living well together. And lastly, global solidarity. We need to make sure that we are all working together. Each one of us deserves good sanitation. All of us deserve to enter a place with dignity. All of us deserve to live in a disease-free environment. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. At this time, please help me welcome Honorable Mancour. He is the Ambassador Demetrius of Senegal, former Special Representative of the Secretary General, Secretary General of the United Nations in Central African Republic, former Minister of Foreign Affairs and Senegal abroad. Please help me welcome Honorable Mancour.
Thank you very much, Excellencies, Ambassadors, distinguished participants. First, allow me to bring you the warm congratulations, greetings of President Macky Sall, former President of Senegal, along with his sincere thanks for your kind invitation, Ambassador Kapoor. Due to scheduling constraints, it could not be with us today. He has asked me to represent him, and I do so with great and honor and pleasure. It is for me a personal joy to be back here at the United Nations headquarters, the place where I served for 6 years as counselor at the Permanent Mission of Senegal, and to which I have returned many times as Foreign Minister of Senegal and as Special Representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations in the Central African Republic. Now, allow me to continue my speech in French. You have the English version of my speech available with the office of Ambassadeur Kapoor. Le thème qui nous rassemble ce matin est d'une importance capitale. On m'a demandé de parler de solutions scientifiques pour atteindre les objectifs de développement durable. objectif, comme vous le savez, adopté en 2015 et qui devait guider l'humanité vers un avenir meilleur à l'horizon 2030. Mais 10 ans après, force est de constater que nous sommes encore loin, très loin des cibles qui avaient été fixées. Or, le monde a profondément changé. Depuis lors, nous avons connu une révolution scientifique et technologique sans précédent. La plus spectaculaire étant sans doute l'essor fulgurant de l'intelligence artificielle. Cette révolution doit devenir aujourd'hui un accélérateur des ODD. Alors, pour organiser mes propos, je regrouperai ces solutions en 4 axes. Social, économique et environnemental. D'abord, les ODD sociaux, ce que j'appelle les ODD sociaux, qui visent à mettre l'humain au centre de toutes les politiques. Et cette dimension sociale couvre la santé, l'éducation, l'égalité des genres et la lutte contre la pauvreté. Dans la lutte contre la pauvreté, l'inclusion financière est essentielle. Le mobile money, comme Orange Money, ouvert au Sénégal, a déjà transformé des millions de vies. Avec la blockchain, les transferts sociaux et les subventions peuvent devenir plus sûrs et plus transparents. Dans le domaine de la santé, l'intelligence artificielle ouvre de nouveaux horizons. Du diagnostic précoce du paludisme et de la tuberculose aux applications mobiles de santé, à la télémédecine et aux vaccins à ARN du terme. La science sauve aujourd'hui des vies plus rapidement que jamais. Dans le domaine de l'éducation, les plateformes e-learning, les classes virtuelles et les écoles rurales alimentées à l'énergie solaire permettent aux enfants des villages les plus reculés d'accéder aux mêmes connaissances que ceux des grandes villes. Et pour ce qui concerne l'égalité de genre, les plateformes numériques peuvent stimuler l'entrepreneuriat féminin, tandis que de nouvelles technologies de protection, des applications, des bracelets intelligents, des systèmes d'alerte aident aujourd'hui à combattre les violences domestiques. Je citerai l'exemple du Rwanda, où avec sa hotline 24 heures sur 24 et ses centres d'échange on-stop, le Rwanda offre un exemple remarquable pour l'Afrique et au-delà. Deuxième point, les ODD économiques. Il s'agit là de mettre l'innovation au service de la croissance. Sur le plan économique, la science transforme déjà nos industries, nos emplois et nos infrastructures. La robotique, par exemple, et l'impression 3D permettent aux petites entreprises de produire localement à moindre coût. Les matériaux de construction écologique, tels que le béton à carbone ou les briques recyclées, contribuent à bâtir de façon durable. Les satellites, aujourd'hui, comblent le déficit de connectivité dans les zones rurales. Et avec l'économie circulaire, les bioplastiques et les emballages biodégradables, nous avançons vers une consommation et une production responsable. Concernant les ODD que je qualifierais d'environnementaux, il s'agit là, avec ces ODD, de protéger de façon globale notre planète. Sur l'environnement, les perspectives scientifiques sont enthousiasmantes. En matière de gestion de l'eau, par exemple, les membranes issues de la nanotechnologie rendent le dessalement moins coûteux et plus économe en énergie. Les capteurs intelligents surveillent aujourd'hui peuvent surveiller aujourd'hui la qualité de l'eau en temps réel. Pour l'énergie propre, des micro-réseaux alimentés par des panneaux solaires de nouvelle génération et des batteries avancées éclairent déjà des villages très reculés dans nos pays. Et face au changement climatique, la capture du corps carbone, l'agriculture intelligente face au climat et les outils de modélisation avancés nous offrent de nouvelles voies d'action et d'adaptation. Et pour la protection de la vie terrestre et marine, nous utilisons désormais des drones, des satellites et des robots sous-marins afin de surveiller les écosystèmes, de lutter contre la pêche illégale et de restaurer les sols dégradés grâce aux biotechnologies. La science nous fournit donc des outils. Ce qu'il faut, c'est la volonté. Dernier point, il s'agit des ODD institutionnels. Ils tournent autour des questions liées à la gouvernance, au partenariat, à la paix et à la justice. La science aussi de ce point de vue change complètement la donne. La blockchain peut garantir la transparence électorale dans nos pays et tracer chaque dollar aujourd'hui de dépenses publiques. Les données satellites offrent des systèmes d'alerte précoces face aux famines, aux catastrophes et aux conflits. Le big data et l'intelligence artificielle améliorent aussi la gouvernance et les services publics. Et le transfert de connaissances permet d'éviter que des pays en développement ne soient laissés en marge de cette révolution scientifique. Pour conclure, chers amis, je crois que le message est clair. La science et l'innovation ne sont pas optionnelles. Elles sont indispensables. L'intelligence artificielle, le numérique, la biotechnologie, les énergies renouvelables, ce sont les moteurs du progrès vers la réalisation des ODD. Mais ils ne produiront pleinement leurs effets que s'ils s'accompagnent de politiques inclusives, de financements prévisibles et durables et de transferts équitables de technologies entre le Nord et le Sud. Les ODD ne sont pas seulement un agenda, ce sont une promesse faite au peuple, à notre planète et aux générations futures. La science nous donne le pouvoir de tenir cette promesse. À nous d'avoir la sagesse et le courage de l'utiliser. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency Manko. So if you need a copy of his speech in English,
Yes.
you can just let us know and we'll provide a copy of it for you. All right? Thank you very much, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, we're now going to hear, coming to speak to us on the topic, Do the Thing. Do the Thing. Structured, shared action to mobilize communities for the SDGs. Please help me welcome Stacy Lauren, the founder of Do the Thing. Do the Thing. Structured, shared action to mobilize communities for the SDGs.
Thank you. Distinguished leaders, honorable guests, and change makers. We all see it, the fractures, the polarization. People today are more divided than ever. But don't worry, there's an antidote. And it's one that every person in this room can use. I first shared a glimpse of this antidote in my TEDx talk last year, viewed now by more than 1 million people. In that talk, I revealed what I believed was the secret to achieving your goals. Community, a diverse group of people that had the same goal. My people, as I call them. I was thrilled. I felt like I was at the top of the world. People reached out asking me to help them build and engage their communities. But as I worked with them, something hit me. I was horrified. I realized I had missed the most important piece of the puzzle, the piece that actually creates contribution, collaboration, and meaningful change. Yes, community is essential, but community alone won't cut it, whether it's for sustainable development goals or inside corporations and organizations everywhere. That missing piece is what I'm here to share with you today. I call it structured shared action. It's not enough to simply have people around your goals. That community needs to be inspired, motivated, engaged in real action. Because it's too easy to get lost in a group, to stay silent, to sit on the sidelines, or worse, to feel like an outsider. How many of you have ever felt like you didn't belong inside of a community? Throughout my 25-year career, I've noticed this again and again. As leaders, we bring people together around a worthy goal, but instead of engaging, some withdraw. They nod, they listen, they smile politely, but they're not truly connected to each other, and so then they're not connected to the goal. And then contribution, collaboration, and change never happen. We think we're doing the right thing by having talks, lectures, workshops, events, endless meetings, but too often, we're just overwhelming people with information. We mistake talking about change for actually creating change. Structured shared action flips that script. It gives people something to do, side by side. We are better together. One example on a global scale, the Ice Bucket Challenge in 2014. Do you remember that? Millions of people poured freezing water over their heads. It was uncomfortable, it was silly, it was unforgettable, and it raised over $200 million to fund ALS research, a fatal disease that impacts hundreds of thousands around the world. People were motivated to take uncomfortable action because they felt part of something bigger than themselves. That's the power of structured shared action. But I don't use it as a one-time stunt. I've created a repeatable process that engages people and organizations again and again. I call them Do the Thing challenges. They don't take years, they don't even take months. With the right framework, participants experience transformation in just days. Here's how. Each day during the challenge, participants take a small action inside their own comfort circle, just enough to feel safe and still grow. And then they come back and share it openly with the group. That rhythm of taking action and reflecting builds connection, trust, and momentum. Those are the key ingredients for contribution, collaboration, and change. This is my vision, to use Do the Thing challenges to raise $1 billion for meaningful causes. $1 billion for meaningful causes. Create organizational cultures where people feel empowered to find their voice, experience belonging, unity, achievement, and solve some of the world's biggest problems by helping groups everywhere engage communities through structured shared action. And that's how we reclaim community. And in reclaiming community, we reclaim our humanity together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stacy. Do the thing. Wow. When I saw folks doing that ice challenge, I said, I don't like cold water. I'll drink it, but I ain't being with it. No, my friend, no. So I said to all of them, good luck. I'm cheering for you, I'm rooting you on the sidelines. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me just Just let me make one quick announcement, please. Ms. Stacy, this is not referring to you. You did good on your part. Just for the sake of time, please, I know each of you received word as to what is your speaking time looks like. For the sake of time, if we can please try our best and stick to that so that we can have a smooth flow. Because some of you, I know some of you have other meetings in the compound, can't say building, but compound, that you have to go to as well. So just for the sake of that, if we can remember that. If you see me come and stand here, that means you got less than a minute remaining. Don't make me step on the stage next year. I did it yesterday, and I am bold enough to do it again today. All right, so kindly please let us continue. Speaking to us on the area, interdisciplinary solutions often involve collaboration across multiple disciplines such as natural sciences, social sciences, and engineering. Please help me welcome Dr. Michael D. McDougall, the chairman of
Health Initiatives Foundation, Inc.
You know what? You come and say it. Because I don't want to put you in the wrong category. But Dr. Michael, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Come on. All right. Make sure you don't fall. See, there you go.
All right. So I'm going to use this since I can't really see the screens. Great to be with you today. I'm going to talk with you about something that even just a few years ago would have been considered to be science fiction. But we're moving very rapidly into space. So I'm going to talk with you about aspects of what it means to cap climate change in space. We have opportunities now that were hard to envision just a few years ago. What we're doing is we're accelerating the science and technology extremely fast in space and in its connection to Earth. We're regenerating the Holocene in ways that enable a regeneration of conditions on Earth that we're beginning to lose. We're working on improving, enhancing really the SDG outcomes in ways that are significant for water and sanitation, but also for a series of other SDGs as well. We're proposing that we start a UN resolution to take advantage of these advantages, these new capabilities that we have in space and their connection to the Earth. So this slide focuses on, oops, are we moving? Sorry. This slide focuses on our journey over the last several 100,000 years as hominids and human Homo sapiens. And in the last 10 to 12,000 years, we've had a very narrow band of climate in many areas of the Earth that's been very comfortable for the expansion of human civilization. That was called the Holocene. But unfortunately, we're now leaving the Holocene and going into the Anthropocene, where humans are altering the ecosystems on Earth to a degree that it's actually threatening very large populations. So why the Earth Cup? Why would we put something up in space to be able to control the temperature? It seems too far out. It seems like throughout history we've been focusing on what we can do on Earth. But unfortunately today we can't fix climate change from terrestrially alone, because we have done damage to the ecosystems over the last few decades in a way that is going to be difficult to recover, because 3/4 of the greenhouse gases that are now being emitted are actually as a result of our anthropogenic causes with oil and gas and other sources of carbon, but it's no longer coming just from our actions. We can't alter our own actions alone and have us go back into a comfortable Holocene. We have to be able to actually lower the temperature from space. So this slide shows areas of the Earth that will be more and more marginally livable over the next few decades. So it covers most of where humans are on the Earth. And we're already seeing these extreme events that are killing thousands of humans just in a few days from extreme heat. And that is escalating very rapidly. On the right lower quadrant, what you see in the bright colors of yellow and orange are places where we're seeing catastrophic impacts on desertification of croplands. So not only are humans being affected directly by the extreme heat, but we're also being affected by cascading effects, including on our agricultural lands. What we're proposing is to enable a positive evolutionary path forward for humanity that takes advantage of the top science and technology development that we have now. To support the water and sanitation initiatives, but also many other initiatives. We talked about economy a bit. So to do that, we have to build infrastructure. We need to be able to deal with the climate action directly. We've got to also deal with the oceans issues and the land issues to become more sustainable. And also, the Earth Cup will deal with a lot of other issues like education, reducing the inequalities, and the deep building of partnerships. The Earth Cup is focused on creating a multi-organizational enterprise that operates like a complex adaptive system, similarly to the fact that we are on a planet that is a complex adaptive system, and it has to deal with all of the variables that are necessary to actually bring the conditions back into a livable planet. So part of that is maintaining the Holocene climate conditions, and part of it is about ensuring safe temperature on Earth for humanity and also the web of life that we're depending on. You could think about the Earth Cup as an insurance policy against the overheating of the Earth and through a infrastructure in space. It's set up as a global sporting event that is similar in some ways to the America's Cup, to the Olympics, but focuses on how we can engage all of humanity in efforts from the community level to the society level, engaging all of the member states of the UN. The key is that we've got to reduce 2% of the solar radiation that hits the Earth to be able to actually control the temperature in a way that will counteract the fact that we're rapidly exceeding 1.5% centigrade and moving toward 2% very rapidly. We know the consequences of that. It's very well studied. So we're protecting the productivity of croplands and the web of life, preventing extreme heat and cascading polycrises. We're establishing, most importantly, a global peace dividend by creating the collaborative goals for mutual benefit beyond contention. So the mission is basically to build a friendly, rules-based, fair competition in the design, testing, and racing of solar sails in space. We're working with scientists and technologists from over 50 countries now, and we're embracing and rewarding the collaboration of these different players to create a collective intelligence and a peace-enhancing governance system. So we're building this multi-generational education system for space, resilience and regeneration for Earth, managing Earth's health and community security by generating some of the fastest vessels that humans have ever built. So we're racing 50 spacecraft around the Earth in 2026. We're already building race committees that are looking at the moon race, the Mars race, the L1 race, and deep space races. To be able to understand the where this is happening in space, you can okay. This basically will give you a sense of where the L1 is in space between the sun and the Earth. We're now looking at putting up a planetary sunshade in this area of the inner solar system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Michael. So that wraps up the plenary section on setting the pace for global transformation and technology. Now, let's go for a drive.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
You all ready?
We're ready.
Put on your seatbelts. All right? Make sure those seatbelts are strapped in tight. We're going to be listening while we drive. We enjoy this ride on the commissioning of the science-based solution for water and sanitation. The project unlocking Africa's potential for sustainable water and sanitation for all. So to get us rolling, we're going to hear on unlocking Africa's potential for sustainable water and sanitation for all on a global perspective, and coming to speak to us from the Village Reach. The Village Reach, please help me welcome Dr. Ahmed. Oh well.
Thank you very much, Devon, and to WSA, thank you very much for inviting us to this very important conversation. I have 3 points I would like to make really quickly, seeing that we are a little bit out of time. And first is the African saying that if you want to go fast, come on.
Go alone. Go alone.
Voilà, you go alone. If you want to go far,
Go together.
we go together. In Africa, we have to go far and we have to go fast. But still, we'll need to do it together, because better together is really the theme that brings what we need to do where water and sanitation is concerned. If today I had to do one thing in this world to improve the health outcomes literally overnight, it would be to provide good quality water across the world. There is nothing else that you do that will be able to give you that kind of outcome, and I mean overnight. Unfortunately, many times water is available, but it is not being made available to those who need it. And therefore those outcomes, rather than improving, they are becoming worse. So reflect on that if there was one thing you needed to do, it would be to provide good quality water, and your outcomes in as far as health is concerned will change literally overnight. The second, especially in the context of the African continent, and a lot of research is showing us this, that traditional knowledge of harvesting, cleaning, and then consuming water has been lost. It has been lost because today we wait for piped water to come to areas that even roads do not exist. And yet, water is available in one form or the other, and that traditional knowledge is not being used effectively to be able to serve those who need it the most. The effect is that we have bad quality water in very low quantities, being accessed by many people, and therefore the health outcomes become worse. If we use the traditional knowledge of ensuring that water that is available wherever the communities are were to be treated, then we'll have much, much better access to good quality water instead of everyone waiting for piped water to come to them. The third point I would like to make is part of Better Together is that we need, especially on the continent of Africa, we need to do this on our own. There is absolutely no doubt about that. If we prioritize it and then we take the relevant action, we own it, then the results are more likely to become better than if it came as a project, which when those who are providing that support leave, then the project also collapses. But the fact that we need to do it on our own doesn't mean that we must do it alone. There are partners and there are friends, there's expertise that exists that we need to draw upon so that the provision of good quality water can be a regular thing rather than an innovation, because it is not an innovation. Human beings have lived with water throughout our lives, and we need to continue to ensure that local knowledge is being used, and the support that is coming from outside is augmenting that local knowledge. We need to make sure that communities feel part and parcel of ensuring that that water is actually being made available for them and by them. When I was growing up, we looked after cattle. And the first thing that we were taught when we went out to look after the cows and the goats and other animals is that you made sure that you had a source of water at the beginning of the day as you started looking at the animals. And what did we used to do? You dig a little hole, put in different types of stones and sizes, and then you pour water in there. As it settles and percolates, it actually separates the bad from the good, and you end up with decent water that you can be able to drink. Innovation is simplicity. Innovation is not complexity. And especially on the continent of Africa today, if we went back to real innovation that can be able to be accessed across the communities on the continent, then our science will be really working well for the continent. And remember, I have spoken only about water because sanitation will follow, but if water is not there, then your sanitation doesn't even make sense at all. Water. If we made availability of water the priority, then we will be solving a lot of problems within health, within agriculture, and other sectors all at the same time. In Africa, we want to go far, and we want to go fast, and we need to do it together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, he just choose which vehicle we'll be traveling in. So now, and besides choosing which vehicle we're traveling in, he also made sure he load us up with water. All right? Because just in case if the radiator goes, for my African friends and Caribbean friends, we can pour water in the radiator and the car will still work, right? Yes. I know in America here, you have to use coolant. In Africa and the Caribbean, we will pour some water. Pull over on the side of the road and get some water. So, Dr. Hung, please join us and take us on that journey. Dr. Hung is the Grand Master of and the President of the Federation for World Peace and Love, FOPL. Please, let's give Dr. Hung a hand.
Professor Okita, Dr. Kapoor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
今年适逢联合国成立80周年，和平之路筚路蓝缕，如履薄冰。联合国秘书长安东尼奥·古特雷斯在2025年6月26日写下这一段令人深思的话：80年前，人们在战争废墟中播下了希望的种子，那颗种子是一部宪章，一个愿景，也是一份承诺。人类团结一致，就可能实现和平。
This year marks the 80th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations. The path to peace has been long and difficult, often like walking on thin ice. On June 26, 2025, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres shared these thought-provoking words. 80 years ago, from the ashes of war, the world planted a seed of hope. One charter, one vision, one promise that peace is possible when humanity stands together.
联合国自1945年成立以来，一直为全球和平、安全与人权推动国际多边合作，立足人类永续发展的宏观视角，团结世人，转动时代巨轮。从1948年通过世界人权宣言，标示护卫人权为全球共同的责任，到1972年通过了斯德哥尔摩宣言，开启人类对环境议题的重视。1992年，在巴西里约热内卢举行的地球高峰会正式制定化推动环境永续，在于2000年推动8项千禧年发展目标 MDGs， 到2015年推动17项永续发展目标 SDGs， 至今，我们比以往都需要更大的包容性，更认知到唯有全球的团结与立即合作，方能达成联合国共建未来的目标。
Since its establishment in 1945, the United Nations has worked tirelessly for global peace, security, and human rights, promoting international multilateral cooperation and advancing humanity's sustainable development from a broad perspective, while uniting people worldwide to shape the course of history. In 1948, the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights affirmed the protection of human rights as a shared global responsibility. In 1972, the Stockholm Declaration raised humanity's awareness of environmental issues. In 1992, the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro institutionalized efforts towards environmental sustainability. In 2000, the UN launched the 8 Millennial Development Goals, the MDGs. In 2015, it adopted the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Today, more than ever, we need greater inclusiveness and a deeper recognition that only through global solidarity and immediate cooperation can we achieve the United Nations goal of building our future together.
阳光、空气、水三个生命元素的平衡，滋养大地万物生灵。然而，在人类文明的发展进程中，有了智慧、有志之士，谁窥见宇宙生生不息之道，却未得机缘广传人心，引导世人以谦卑态度效法自然之理，明白手中平衡之道，直到20世纪末，永续的概念才开始广为人知。长期资源的利用不当与分配不均，均来自于人心的贪婪，导致纷争与战争不断，环境遭到迫害，气候危机持续扩大，影响地球万物生存。外在战争的平息，要从仔细内心的干戈开始。
Sunlight, air, and water, the three fundamental elements of life, nourish all living beings. Yet throughout the course of human civilization, even those wise individuals glimpse the eternal principles of the universe. They lack the opportunity to spread this knowledge widely, to guide humanity to learn humbly from nature and to understand and uphold the way of balance and moderation. It was not until the late 20th century that the concept of sustainability became widely recognized. Misuse and unequal distribution of resources rooted in human greed have led to endless conflicts and wars, environmental destruction, and an escalating climate crisis that threatens all life on Earth. The resolution of external conflicts must begin with ending the battles within our hearts.
地球表面超过70%被水所覆盖，然而，无论是水生态的保护，或是各国人民卫生饮用水的供给，仍亟待各国投入更多心力协助。面对世代累积的难题，包括极端气候引发粮食短缺与万物生灵的生态浩劫，我们无法改变过去，但仍有机会回归正本清源之道，加速推广全人教育，用良心的善良力量弥补过往的缺憾，挽救崩坏的市局，改造人心，让永续发展实践于生活之中，以此因应人工智能所带来的世代冲击。此时此刻，让我们诚心为万物生灵祝祷，愿仇恨止息，愿真爱广传，愿人们良心觉醒，团结合作，一起走向自救救人的希望大道。
Although water covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface, the protection of aquatic ecosystems and the provision of clean drinking water for all urgently require greater effort and support from every nation. In the face of challenges accumulated over generations, including food shortages caused by extreme climate and ecological devastation affecting all living beings, we cannot change the past. Yet, we still have the opportunity to address problems at their root. Accelerate the promotion of holistic education for all, and use the benevolent power of conscience to atone for past mistakes and failures. Help reverse the rapidly deteriorating global situation and transform people's hearts. By doing so, we can bring sustainable development into daily life and respond to the generational impacts brought by artificial intelligence. At this very moment, let us sincerely pray for all beings. May hatred cease, may true love spread, may conscience awaken, and may humanity unite to walk together on the great path of hope to save ourselves and others.
本人承传古老气功武士文化，阴阳平衡与人生哲学智慧，自1966年以来，教导弟子们修习身心灵健康的功夫，更在2000年于美国加州创立世界之爱和平总会。 和平总会推广从心灵的根本提升全人教育，以实际行动弘扬爱与良心的和平文化，至今已走访全球120个国家，并与各国领导人及各界领袖分享。 推展良心和平文化的重要，促成联合国通过国际良心日与国际希望日，播报25年来的行动，都在实践无人一心只为世人安的宏志，并响应与推动联合国80年前。 立下的愿景。
I have inherited the ancient culture of Qigong, martial arts, yin-yang balance, and the wisdom of life philosophy. Since 1966, I have guided my 弟子, apprentices, in nurturing the well-being of the body, mind, and spirit. In 2000, I founded the Federation of World Peace and Love in California to promote holistic education that nurtures humanity from its root, the heart and soul, and to spread a culture of peace grounded in love and conscience through concrete action. To date, we have journeyed to 120 countries, sharing with heads of state and leaders from all sectors the importance of fostering a culture of conscience and peace. These efforts contributed to the United Nations designation of April 5th as the International Day of Conscience and July 12th as the International Day of Hope. For the past 25 years, Bhopal's work has embodied my unwavering mission to dedicate my heart fully to the well-being of all humanity, while supporting and advancing the vision set forth by the United Nations 8 decades ago.
今日地球与人类面临危机，我们需要真正的改变，才得以永续发展。我们不仅需要唤醒世人的良心，更要以透明与诚信的态度建立新的秩序。这是一场革新与革新足以转动世纪的运动。透明原是良心的本质，因贪嗔痴慢五毒的影响而产生不透明的作为。 有良心才会有诚信，透明与诚信若能普及民间及政府的运作中，世人才得以安心立命，在生活中积极实践良心善行，世界才能迈向和平永续的希望之路。
Today, as the earth and humanity faces crisis, we must embrace true change to ensure sustainable development. Not only must we awaken conscience in all people, but we must also build a new order founded on transparency and integrity. This is a movement of inner renewal and innovation, powerful enough to transform the world. Transparency is, in fact, the very essence of conscience, yet under the influence of the five poisons, greed, anger, ignorance, arrogance, and doubt, it gives rise to non-transparent actions. Only with conscience can there be integrity. When transparency and integrity become widely practiced in the operations of both civil society and government, people worldwide can live with security and dignity, actively practicing acts of conscience and kindness in daily life. Only then can the world advance along a hopeful path of peace and sustainability.
本人在此呼吁各位支持，并带动更多人参与透明与诚信宣言联署，加入推动国际透明与诚信日成为联合国日，让良心、透明与诚信成为实现和平与永续的关键力量。承愿天地护良心，透明建公义，诚信树愿行，永续展和平。谢谢大家 ，Thank you all。
I therefore call upon all of you to support and encourage more people to endorse the Declaration of Transparency and Integrity and to join in promoting the International Day of Transparency and Integrity with the goal of its formal adoption as the United Nations designated day. Let conscience, transparency, and integrity become the vital forces that bring peace and sustainability to all. May the innate conscience in every individual be awakened. Let us promote transparency to uphold justice. Let us foster integrity to transform aspirations into action. May peace and sustainability flourish forever. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hung. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get out of the car. You can't get out of the vehicle. I don't know. Dr. Hung says he's going to keep driving. So, but he just passed the baton on. So coming to speak to us is the President of Parliament of St. Martin, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, the President of Parliament of St. Martin, Honorable Sarah Westcoat Williams. Please give her a round of applause as she comes. Now you're going to get some Caribbean driving style, okay? So buckle up.
Thank you.
Something that I'm accustomed to, and I usually would ignore a great part of it. And that is what the moderator whispered to me. And I don't know whether that was a good thing in terms of time, but for this occasion, I'll try to stick to it. I promise you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you.
And a good afternoon, one and all. It's not really a good time to be offered the opportunity to speak because I guess we are kind of going towards lunch. And that means persons will be hungry, but I think I prefer it more than to be right after lunch. There is a word that we use in the Caribbean for the feeling that sets in after lunch. I am not going to say that word, but I guess those of you who know and who might care to shout it, you go ahead. It will be on your responsibility to do so. You know, I want to really take this opportunity to, in a very profound way, congratulate Dr. Kapoor and Professor Ada. I really want to congratulate you both for the recognitions that you have received. As I say, that they are more than well deserved. Because if it was not for your vision, and not only for the pact that we're commemorating today, but your vision of taking on responsibilities and at the same time looking beyond your own borders to the rest of the world, I would not be standing here if that was not your vision. Dr. Hong, I want to thank you for your recognition of me in this case, and the 645 persons before me who have rang the peace bell. And I look forward to the thousands of others to come who will do the same. Because as we continue in this turbulent world of others, ringing and declaring our commitment to peace, I think there is hope. I think there is hope. So thank you. Thank you for your recognition. So how did I get here today? Again, like I was yesterday. On my small island of St. Martin in the Caribbean, and when you get some time, Google it. We mightn't be famous for many things, but we are very famous for persons coming to our shores to visit us as tourists, as well as to seek employment, to seek better economic opportunities. And in that little world of mine, my advocacy has been for women and women empowerment, because I do believe the stronger the women, the better communities, the better the world. I am a fervent believer of such. And in that quest and advocacy for women's health, of course, how can we talk about health in general, and not recognize the serious issue we're having globally with mental health? Too many persons go burdened on the different issues of mental health. And again, what are we? What are we as men? What are we as women without health and mental health in particular? So based on that advocacy is where I got to know, to understand, and to love him for his passion, and that is Dr. Kapoor. And so I invited him from wherever he was at the time, because I can never really follow exactly where he's at any given time. And I invited him to a lecture on mental health in my little community, my little island of St. Martin. And since then, because again of believing in collaboration, regional and otherwise, which I do, that bond continued to grow. I need to tell you a little anecdote, and I wish the moderator would not count the time for anecdotes, but because I need to share this with you for you to understand the passion that I carry for women, for building communities. My mother, my late mother, was a housemaid, and she was in our little community. She came from another island in the Caribbean, a couple of minutes away from St. Martin, and she was a housemaid. And there was, at that time, in the village that I'm from, there was a little public cistern. Does that word ring a bell? There was a cistern, it was a public cistern. And my mother would actually draw the water from that cistern to take to the more affluent homes in St. Martin. And so, When I was born, there was this joke, and that's where the anecdotal part comes in. And they would say to my mother, but your daughter, she has this bald part here on her head. It had to be from you carrying water on your head. So understand my passion for women, understand my passion for community building, understand my passion for collaboration, and understand the recognition that no one is a world unto him or herself. I am sure that you too have been part of the debate about there being one single SDG that basically directs, commands all of the others. We have heard it in education. The SDG for education, that's the one we need to promote. That's the one we need to push because that's the most important one. Allow me to debate with you, not debate. Allow me to put to you, one, yesterday I spoke about the importance of SDG 5, gender equality for peace, because I am convinced that if women are enabled to carry that charge, the world will be a better place for all. Building peaceful institutions. Allow women to at least assist in building these institutions. They will be better institutions for a more peaceful world. And the debate will continue. Because today we are recognizing the pact, the science-based pact on water and sanitation, SDG 6. Now there is something that regardless to what, unless we possess that as human beings, we cannot be part of the science trajectory. We cannot be part of the building trajectory, and that is dignity. Water and sanitation for so many women, men, and children brings with it the dignity of that person. And so I put with you that water and sanitation, clean water and sanitation, SDG 6, is so important for that dignity, for the building of communities, for the strengthening of men, women, and children. As a Rotarian, because that's what I am as well, we contributed to a project that is only in hindsight I realized how important that was for the building of dignity amongst populations, especially the Haitian population. And that was the project WASH, Water and Sanitation for Haiti. We contributed financially as a Rotarian club and several other Rotarian clubs to put wells in remote locations in Haiti for them to have access to water. So I want to leave with you, and the moderator is not even close by yet. So I want to leave with you that water and sanitation is not only about allowing clean water and sanitation for deprived communities, but it's also about managing water resources. I live on an island and proud to be surrounded by water. A good part of that 37 square miles that I told you of yesterday, which is actually a French and a Dutch part of St. Martin, we have inland waters to boot. We have what we call a great salt pond where our forebearers actually mined salt, where our women and men mined salt before we got a better economy for our country. So yes, the management of water is also extremely important because you could have it in abundance. You can be surrounded by it, but if you don't manage it well, it will all be lost. Dignity and science. A dignified person, a dignified woman will excel in science and technology for the benefit of those around us and the world in general. I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you before lunch today. Thank you. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Parliament of St. Martin. Hey, see, Parliament is in session. That is a parliamentarian speech right there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable. Good Caribbean driving, right?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. If you notice, the food is ready here now. This is the part where, I know you want to know again about that. All right, please help me welcome the Commissioner for Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy and Sustainable Environment, the African Union Commission, Honorable Moses. Honorable Moses.
We wanted to also Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to be invited today and follow such distinguished scholars, particularly on a topic related to Sustainable Development Goals. We were all aware we can unpack all the SDGs, but one that's usually close to my heart, it's one related to water. It is always said that you might not take food which you are about to for a while, but not with water. My portfolio encompasses agriculture, which is about food, and the African Union. It also encompasses blue economy, which is the fish and aquatic life. It also encompasses climate change and water, as well as biodiversity. But water stands out very, very highly, because without water we cannot survive. And when you look at the number of people in Africa, I didn't hear from my sister how many people do not have good, clean drinking water in the Caribbean islands. But it's enormous. We are looking at over 300 million people. That's we're talking about clean drinking water and sanitation. And I think it's about time we focus our attention on the water issue. That is why this year we even held a water summit in Johannesburg in South Africa to make sure that it can be part of the G20 discussions. The only challenge that we are facing is that most of the costs when it comes to water, it's on maintenance. Some of our water infrastructure and structures that are there, they suffer from lack of maintenance. But we need to upscale the water issue, because we cannot afford to have women and children having to travel over 8 kilometers, sometimes 10 kilometers, just to fetch water. My brother who spoke before me here talked about indigenous knowledge on how to actually harness the water. And I think it's about time we also look at such, because it would help us. Nowadays, the technology even includes harvesting water from the clouds, which means science and technology needs to be embedded in our children so that we can all have water. Some people take water for granted, and yet it's the lifeblood of any person. If you look at your body, almost 60%, 50 to 60% of what you are is just water. So which means that is a very important aspect of our life. But I was taken by the professor here. The issue of mental intuition amongst ourselves and how we become transparent and be of integrity. In whatever we do, we have to implement the SDGs. We just need to be transparent. We need to be of integrity. Sometimes our various governments set budgets for water. Half of that budget doesn't go to the water. Guess where it goes? Corrupt practices. So for me, I would like to put our hands together for what he's doing, because I think the issue of transparency in what we do, wherever we are, is of importance. Please, let's put our hands together. Lastly, water doesn't know boundaries. We have got the transboundary rivers in Africa and even in other areas. Some of the conflicts and wars are actually caused by water, because the source of water, it's usually the watershed, and if somebody's trying now to block that, the others cannot access the water, and yet it is vital. One day somebody blocked that, and then now he was visiting the family downstream. He nearly died because there was no water. He thought, let me harness all of it. We need to share water. We need to see how water can help us, particularly in our SDGs. No water, if there's no water, no agriculture, no energy, no livelihood. I thank you.
No water, no energy. And the vehicle wouldn't move if it breaks down. Yes?
Yes.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Honorable. Moving on. Please help me welcome Lanisha Senegal, the Executive Director, for helping others pursue excellence, speaking to us on bootstrap economics, turning limits into leverage. Ooh. Turning limits into leverage.
Thank you for this opportunity. Excellencies and distinguished delegates, I began my business journey with a 540 credit score, no family wealth, and no blueprint. But what I did have was vision, faith, skills, and the determination to use what I had already in hand. By bartering services, volunteering, writing grants, and steadily building social capital, I did something once thought impossible. I purchased and transformed Vision View, a vacant 33,000 square foot building into a thriving hub for small businesses. I acquired it for $2 million, paid it off, and today it is a community-owned asset valued at $4.5 million. This is what it means to build from what you have in hand. Bootstrapping. My journey revealed a truth, that entrepreneurs don't fail for lack of vision, they fail for lack of access. That truth inspired Bootstrap Economics, the first digital gamified small business hub. From Fresno to Lagos to Lima, it demonstrates how scarcity combined with ingenuity and access can generate real lasting growth. And it's not just about financial IQ, it's about mindset, turning limits into leverage. And history proves it. George Washington Carver transformed the humble peanut into hundreds of innovations with imagination and access. And even the smallest seed can become a compounding asset. Of the 17 sustainable goals, Goal 8 resonates deeply with me. Promoting entrepreneurship, decent work, and formalizing small businesses, the heartbeat of Bootstrap Economics. So I leave you with this question. How are you using your access, your resources, your policies, your influence to spark someone else's imagination? Because our legacy is not what we keep for ourselves, but the access we create for others. And when we open doors, we transform the world. Thank you.
Bootstrap. Bootstrap. My sister's wearing some nice shoes. But she's still able to strap it up. Well done. Congratulations on your accomplishments. Following her, please help me welcome Kim Suriel, the Executive Director for Rays of Hope International, speaking to us on the last revolution the world needs, leading with love. Please, let's give her a round of applause as she comes.
Distinguished delegates, esteemed leaders, brothers and sisters of this world, I have stood where the earth shook and walls crumbled. I breathed smoke that choked the sky and watched water claim lives. I pulled life from rubble in Haiti as the earth still quaked. I fed first responders in the suffocating ash of New York after 9/11. I carried medical supplies to Venezuela after floods swept away tens of thousands. I have seen devastation beyond imagination and resilience stronger than stone. And the things that I've learned from my experiences is this: the greatest strength of a leader is not power or profit, it is love. Today we're gathered at the United Nations, the one place on earth built to turn conflict into dialogue, division into cooperation, suffering into shared responsibility. Together we hold the pen that will write the next chapter of history. The question before us is simple. What ink will we use? If our ink is fear, our words divide. If our ink is greed, our words exploit. If our ink is pride, our words wound. But if our ink is love, real love, that restores dignity, that protects the vulnerable, that sees everyone as family, then our words will heal, our policies will unite, and our actions will endure. But somewhere along the way, we lost sight of love as a principle of governance. We made love small, We made it sentimental. We treated it like a candle, fragile and flickering, when the truth is it was always the sun, luminous, limitless, and lasting. The world does not need more pride. The world does not need more greed. The world does not need more fear. What the world needs, what the Sustainable Development Goals themselves require, is a revolution. And that revolution is love. And I do not mean convenient love, or conditional love, or calculated love. Real love does not ask, what do you believe, before it feeds you. Real love does not ask, where are you from, before it takes you in. Real love does not ask, whose side are you on, before it binds your wounds. Borders may define us, they may define our nations, but they need not define our compassion. Walls may protect our security, but they cannot protect our conscience. Weapons may secure our power, but they cannot secure our peace. We tried pride and it gave us war. We tried greed and it gave us poverty. We tried fear and it gave us division. Now let us try love. Let us craft policies that protect the powerless before the powerful. Let's write laws with love as the ink. Let's act as if every decision you make will affect your own family, because it will. When love leads, justice follows. When love leads, peace is not a negotiation, it is a way of life. When love leads, nations rise, children thrive, and the world heals. I do not stand here to dream, I stand here to dare. Now I dare every leader in this room to govern with love, to legislate with love, to negotiate with love, to disagree with love, to live, and if need be, sacrifice for love. Because power fades, empires fall, armies crumble, fortunes vanish like mist at dawn, but love never fails. Love never fails beyond borders. Love never fails beyond politics. Love never fails beyond time. It is the one measure by which your leadership will be remembered. Distinguished delegates, the pen is in our hands, the page is blank, and history is watching. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? If not love, then nothing. This is the last revolution the world will ever need, and that revolution is love.
And on that note, we're going to take a love revolution lunch. So ladies and gentlemen, for the sake of time when it comes to the lunch, I know some of you have to speak still, and I do respect that. But at the same time, it will be unpolite and undiplomatic of me to not allow you to eat the lovely warm food prepared for you. All right? So we're going to break for lunch, because if we don't eat now, after time the lunch will move. And you can't blame me, because I will say I did tell you to eat. All right? Yes?
Yes.
We resume at 2. And we will resume back at 2 p.m. All right? 2 p.m. we will resume sharp on the money. And at 2 p.m. I'll be even much stricter with the time. All right? With the exception of certain dignitaries, I have no say. I'm hands off with some of them. All right, with that being said, is the food, everything ready? The service, everything, is it self-serve? Yes. Sir? Okay, you can open up. All right, so what I'll do, I'll just call you by tables for the sake of not crowding the area. So I've seen that you want to start from over here? Okay, so this table here, we will start from this table here. So as a matter of fact, as the president of the Parliament of St. Martin, please lead the way.